I have to ask your friend Jairo Zavala.
Nice.
Yes.
Really good accent.
That's the Madrid, Spain accent, right?
It is.
Is this the first time that you're in Portland?
No, it's my third, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Beautiful city, though.
Yeah. Welcome to the rain, guys. But like I said,
really
the
good.
music makes it feel really, really sunny and blue skies. So you had a show at the Aladdin last night. How did that go? Did you have a good time?
We did. It was a great show. It was good to see a lot of friends and people that we've known for many, many years here that live in Portland, either by way of Tucson or California, or just being here in Oregon. So it was kind of like a homecoming for us.
And I was really impressed that you had some great local musicians on the stage with you. Ila Bamba's Lou Selena Mendoza,
Yeah.
who's wonderful and amazing, and also Laura Gibson. Nicely done.
And Steve Berlin from Los
Oh,
Lobos.
Steve, of course. Yeah.
Recently
Yes.
from LA, like me.
So-
Yeah, Steve's doing great.
Yeah.
Have you? Has he come here before?
He has,
Has he sat
actually.
in? He's
Yeah.
an incredible guy.
So how do you guys know how to get these wonderful local people up on stage with you?
Well, with Laura, we've been touring in Europe together in September, and we've been working on this Leonard Cohen song that we did called Waiting for the Miracle. And so, we knew we would be on tour here, and she wanted to bring her mom. And so it was, like I said, it was really sweet to get to see her and just get to kind of, reunite.
Yeah, it's great that you bring up the our homegrown talent on the stage with you guys. That makes it very, very special. So let's get a little bit of 101 on Calexico.
Sure.
For those who somebody may not know that you're from Tucson, originally,
Sure.
And that you, Joey, and John Convertino, is he sleeping someplace? He's not here.
I think he's on a run right now. He's a runner. How many people here like to jog or run or do marathons? So, he's loving it right now.
And because we weren't going to do the drums, so you let him go do his own thing. No solidarity there, right?
No. He heard there were cameras, so he fled, literally.
But you guys originally started Calexico in Tucson back in 1996. What was the idea? I mean, Calexico makes it definitely have a Latin tinge, and kind of an impression. And there you are living, sort of down in the Southwest. But what was kind of the motivation?
I think the motivation was just to kind of have fun and see where it would go. Like most musicians, I think you just kind of, you start playing together and see if it feels good, and then you give it to your friends and family, and if they say it sounds good or feels good, then you book a show, and then from there you see what the audience does or reacts, and if they, clap or not, and then and then you're off to a good start, and then especially nowadays it's really hard just with finding a record company, and those that are left, I think it's an interesting time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, things are really different in the music business, aren't they? How did let's go back to Jairo here. How did you guys find him? You, Jairo.
You want me to, Jairo? Why don't
Yeah,
you
why don't
speak?
you talk about that?
En español, ¿no? No.
Sí.
So I got a friend, it's called Amparo Sanchez, and we wrote the song together, and Calexico heard that song at some point and started to cover it, and my friends called me, hey, you know these guys, Calexico? Yeah, they do our song. Yeah, wow. So that was a story.
That's a great way to get to meet people.
Yeah. Music is
Gillian
always-
Welch once said backstage at the Telluride Bluegrass Festival, goes, yeah, I heard you guys.
Yeah.
You guys covered Miss Ohio once at a sound check. I'm like, how did you know that? Somebody recorded it. But I thought, oh, that's great, and then
Happy
she had to
accidents.
leave, and then she left her and Emmylou Harris left this lipstick message on our dressing room mirror, and I wanted to take the mirror with us,
Yeah.
Didn't want to let go of that moment,
Yeah,
but
they don't let you, man.
it is an interesting way of meeting people is doing, other people's songs and seeing if they like it or not.
Yeah, one thing leads to another, right? That's the way it goes. So the music business is still good for you, but you guys hadn't done an album. Calexico was kind of off the radar there for several years, with finally now a new album, Algiers, but it's been quite a while.
That's right. Yeah, we've been busy making babies and making soundtracks, and we've got a new record company now. We're with Anti Records, and
Is that a real record company?
It is. They're fantastic. They're amazing. They really are, and I think they put out some really strong music, and they're part of Epitaph Records too, which there's a never-ending supply of good old-fashioned punk rock,
Very cool. And interestingly enough, you decided not to make the record in Tucson. You went to New Orleans. What was
Yeah.
that all about?
Sounds like a vacation, doesn't it? Sounds pretty good.
Great food, good
Great
vibes.
food, really great setting, and both John and I and our good friend Craig Schumacher, who we produce a lot of the records in a lot of different sessions in Tucson with, we had our sights on New Orleans, and we wanted to go there, and we found an incredible studio run by some friends. It's called the Living Room Studio, and these two guys, Chris George and Daniel Majori, they converted this old 1930s Baptist church, big, huge wooden structure. It's massive, and it's like double the size of the room that we're in here together and twice the height. And they did an incredible job. And so we wound up going there, sleeping there, eating there, and found it very inspiring for the writing process. And that's why we went. We went to go and write and record the initial tracks, and then we took some of those and went back to Tucson, and we finished things up there at Wave Lab Studio.
Yeah, really getting to soak in a vibe and
For sure.
take a little
It's a different
route.
sound. It's a different tone there. You're below sea level. The moisture really kind of seeps into the drums and the guitars and in the notes in your skin. And there's something there, I think, that's really ancient that I was looking for. And I've been reading this book by another musician, this guy Ned Sublett, who is originally from Louisiana but's been living in New York. And he's got an incredible book called The World That Made New Orleans. And it kind of documents, how New Orleans and jazz came to be, and it's a fascinating reading. Cheryl, check it out.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
of
thanks for
course.
that.
You got
thanks,
Powell's
and
bookstore.
thanks for
I'm
your
sure they got
music
copies
too.
of
Right, exactly.
galore.
Before I let you invite you guys to get back to your music, I love the way one of your good friends described the sound that Calexico makes. Desert Noir. Wow, if that's not
You're referring to
evocative.
Fred Mills. He's a journalist with Blurt magazine, and he used to live in Tucson, so he had a little experience there. But he's great. And a lot of writers are. I mean, we often get associated with a road trip and soundtracks, and I think that's part of what we do, And today, you're not hearing all of the arrangements and all of the horns and strings and vibraphone and accordions and all the kind of, I call it like the orchestra room. And growing up in high school, I loved hanging out when the class was over, just kind of exploring all the sounds and textures and colors that all the instruments made. And I think that kind of spilled over into what we do as a band. And we're not alone. There's a lot of bands that do that. Bands like Beirut or Devotchka kind of explore those similar territories, I think.
Well, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing some of your time. You're on your way to San Francisco. So,
Yeah, but it's nice to have a reason to stay in Portland one more day. I gotta say.
Thanks a lot, guys, for being here, and then nice to meet you, Jairo, as well. So let's get back to it. Calexico.